Hi everyone, I'm Dahlia and welcome back to It's Raining Flour. So today I am so excited to share with you this recipe because it is a molten chocolate chip cookie brownie cake with ice cream on top. This cake is phenomenal. It is ooey-gooey, chocolatey, super delicious. And actually I was testing out recipes yesterday and I came across a recipe online for a mini chocolate chip cookie cup filled with brownie, and I was like, how can I make that a little bit more exciting? And then it just popped into my head. I can make it into a giant cake. So this is not going to be a little one. It's going to be a nice sized cake that you could serve to a bunch of people. And to be quite honest, it is really rich, so you may want to share one serving with 2 people. But I'm telling you, it's fantastic. So let's go over the ingredients so we can get started. You will need some butter, eggs, brown sugar, flour, and chocolate chips. And all of those ingredients are for the chocolate chip cookie base. Then for the brownie filling, you will need some sugar, vanilla extract, butter, eggs, flour, and cocoa powder. And then you'll also need some ice cream for the top of the cake, which I just didn't put out now because I don't want it to melt. Okay guys, so the first thing that we're going to do is begin with making our chocolate chip cookie base. So I've got my softened butter and I'm going to place it into a bowl with the brown sugar. Now it's really important that your butter is super soft so that it's easy to cream together. So now just use a spoon. You can use a spatula like I'm using or a wooden spoon and just mix it all up and make sure it all gets combined. Okay, so this is all creamed together and looking perfect. So now we're going to add in the egg yolks. So add these in, and I'm just going to switch to a whisk just because it might be easier to mix it that way. So just grab a whisk and whisk it up. Look at this cookie dough coming together. It's going to be so good. So now just scrape down the sides of your bowl so that everything's in the center because it will make it a little bit easier to mix once you add the flour in. So just push everything down. And now it's time to add in the flour. So just add all that flour in and just give this a good mix. Okay, so I think it's time to go into my hand because it's not coming together so easily. So to use one of your hands so the other hand can stay clean and just fold everything together. Mix it all up. So now go in all the mini chocolate chips and just give it a good mix together. So you want to get all that dough off your spatula so you don't waste any. Then grab some plastic wrap. We're going to cover this bowl and put it in the fridge until we're ready to use the cookie dough. So now I'm going to begin making the brownie batter. So we're going to put the butter into a pot over a medium-low heat. And you just want to melt this down. So just stir until it is fully melted. So my butter is basically all melted. So I'm going to add in the sugar and the cocoa powder. And it's really helpful that we're putting in the cocoa powder now because many times cocoa powder has a lot of lumps in it. So this way you're melting it with the liquids so all those lumps will just be gone and they'll be melted down. So at this point, this is turning into like a super chocolatey, fudgy mixture that just looks so good. So just continue to cook this for about another 2 minutes until everything is melted, and then we'll continue. Okay guys, so the chocolate batter looks all ready because everything's all melted. So now I'm going to switch to a whisk and whisk in the eggs. So I've got 3 whole eggs here, and you just want to whisk them in quickly so that they don't scramble from the heat of the chocolate. Once the eggs are added in, mix in the vanilla extract, and then lastly the flour. And also make sure that if you're using a coated pan like I have here, like it's black inside, make sure that you have a rubber whisk so that you don't scratch up the sides of your pan. Because I've learned that the hard way, and then I have sometimes a lot of nicks in my pans because I've used metal in it and you're not supposed to. So this is all ready. I'm going to go grab my cookie dough and then we'll begin assembling our cake. I just got my cookie dough out and now we'll begin putting it into the pan. So what you want to do is take your cookie dough and press it into the bottom of the pan. And actually, I'm going to spray my hands with some baking spray because the cookie dough does tend to stick to your hands. And I do want to mention that I greased my baking pan with some baking spray and I lined the bottom with parchment paper so it will come out much more easily. So press it into the bottom and then you want to work up onto the sides. And then you're going to take your hands and push down on the dough until the top is all straight and aligned and even. And in the oven, it will bake off smooth anyways, but this will just ensure that it's smoother. Now we're going to fill it with the brownie filling. So just give your brownie filling a good quick mix one more time, and then pour it all in. I'm going to get this into a 325-degree oven and bake it for about 45 minutes to an hour, just until the brownie is set and the cookie is nice and golden brown, and the inside will be really chocolatey and molten. But if you want it to be a little bit more brownie-like and less ooey and gooey, just bake it for about an hour and a half and it will be perfect just like that too. So I will see you soon. Okay guys, so I took my cake out of the oven about 15 minutes ago, and now it's time to flip out and put it onto a cake stand. So what I'm going to do is first flip it out onto a plate. And now I'm going to flip it onto a cake stand. This is the harder part. Let's center this. That's always the scariest part, when you have to flip it out onto the stand, but once it's here, it's perfect. So I've got here some chocolate chips, and I poured some boiling heavy cream on top, and I'm just going to make a really quick ganache. So just stir that up until it turns into like a really nice chocolatey sauce, which is a ganache. Okay, so now we're going to put on the ice cream. So I've got some vanilla ice cream here, and you could use homemade, but today I'm using store-bought. So I'm just going to open this and start scooping. And I'm just going to put a ton of ice cream scoops on top of this cake. And you want to do this quickly because your ice cream may start to melt because the cake is still a little bit warm, but it is the perfect time to eat the cake then. I think this can use one more scoop, and then that will be it. I do like to always make sure that there is still some of that brownie showing, just so that you can see that there's yummy chocolatey goodness inside as well. So I've got that there, and now we're going to put the ganache on. So just make sure that your ganache is all mixed up, and then use a whisk or a spoon or a fork and just drizzle it all on top. And lastly, we're going to add on some chocolate chips. So I got some mini ones here, and I'm just going to cover the top of my cake with them. Can you believe we just made this cake? This is crazy. This cake is full of so many amazing flavors. It's got the cookie dough, the brownie, the ice cream, ganache, chocolate chips, just every single good ingredient packed into one delicious, super rich cake. I hope you give this a try. You can find the full recipe on my website. It's rainingflower.com. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos every week. And I'll see you next time. Bye!